Christianity, we'd have an epistle of Paul to the Ethiopians, an epistle of Paul to the Egyptians, an epistle of Paul to the Hutus and the Tutsis. Right. We don't have that. There's no epistle of Paul to the Arabs. There's no epistle of Paul to the Babylonians.
Exactly.
There's no epistle of Paul to the Edomites.
Yeah, right.
Paul could have very easily perverted Christianity.
Right.
The Paul bashers are just idiots for not seeing that.
And of course, in other books, Paul definitely says that the Edomites are vessels fit for destruction.
Of destruction,
yeah.
right.
He does not include them among the Israelites.
And he doesn't include any nation that's non-Israelite.
Right. And
every one of those people Paul wrote an epistle to were dispersed Israelites.
Right, right. And he excludes the descendants of Ishmael, which is your today's Arabs, right?
Absolutely. He excludes them explicitly. Always got.
In the New Testament, Paul says in Romans 11, all Israel will be saved.
All praise to you.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone. Shalom to my Akim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. Shalom to speckled bird. They may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharallah. This is Brother Kawakaw coming. Oh yeah, I mean, basically, today's lesson, I want to go into this video that I just let play, and I think this is a funny video in the sense of, like, it really does just like seem as simple as that. And the funny thing about this is that this is basically, well, a part of this is kind of like the premise, from what I've heard, of Islam, where Muslims say that the Quran was made because it was sent to, it's like, okay, first, Slakia, let me just try to be more specific. Yes, the Bible is for the Israelites and stuff like that initially, and then that's just speaking off their understanding. But basically, Bible is given Israelites, and then the Quran is given specifically in the Arabic tongue for the Middle Easterns and the Arabians and all that stuff. That was basically the whole premise of that. But yet, again, as I said before, the funny thing about that is that this guy, he makes a good point where there is no letter to all the other ones. Like, where is the epistle, letter epistle? Where's the Bible, the Quran or whatever for the Chinese and stuff like that, and all these other countries that have been there for the longest time? Okay, so now we're just disqualifying that, or only the Israelites get it, and then we just translate the Israelite stuff into American or whatever the fuck, and then you just say, okay, well, now it is also for the Middle Easterns and the Arabians. Well, that type of stuff doesn't make sense. And the stuff about the Middle Easterns or the Arabians, whatever, I'm gonna say Middle Easterns, the Middle Eastern people, is that it's not even, they took it, and then they did this move. They took it and then they added on to it. It's not even the same. It's not even the same message all the way. Like, there are some similarities if you actually studied a bit on the Bible and the Old Testament and stuff like that. Like, the law is virtually the same. I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying definitively. I'm not saying 100%, but pretty sure. Pretty sure that a lot of their law is basically the same, but obviously there's some key differences and stuff like that. And then outside of that, there's also the whole prophet thing, where I kind of want to say it's a controversy, but at the same time, it really isn't, because there shouldn't really be any quote unquote controversy, because something should just be definitive. And you know what is actually funny, now that I think about it? The only quote unquote prophecy that I've heard Muhammad say, which is ironic, was, and he wasn't even trying to make it a prophecy, but the prophecy that he said was, if I am not a prophet, then you need to sever my aorta. And then in one of the hadiths, or whatever the fuck it's called, he basically, as he was dying, or when he got poisoned, he basically was saying, help, I feel like my aorta got severed or cut out, or some shit like that. I don't remember, but yeah, that's I thought that was pretty funny. And it's so ironic how people are calling him a prophet, but yet he never gave any prophecies and stuff like that. Like, that was basically his only prophecy, which it was something involving his death. All right, so yeah, again, as I was saying, it's like, this is the type of stuff that people don't really like think about. All right. Anyway, continuing on. Let's get some of these precepts. Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Mashiach. And that's basically what's been going on. And these Paul bashers, all right, that's actually how this stuff is. Where I don't know the full extent of the whole Paul bashing thing. I never really heard a lot of the thing, because I don't keep up with that type of stuff. I did hear about argue or about the controversy. I heard about the controversy, and people complaining and saying that Paul is not authoritative, or whatever bullshit type thing that they were saying. I did hear about that, but the thing is that it's not I think it's just so ridiculous. I think that it's not really based off of facts. And even then, when it comes to a lot of stuff, like, it just goes back to how can we push a doctrine that benefits us. And let's actually get that with over here. Romans chapter 16, verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. For they that are such serve not the Lord, not our Lord Yahawadah and MANASHAH, but their own bellies, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. Basically, they speak nice. They try to say, oh yeah, I love this, or I'm helpful, I'm doing this, or whatever, and whatnot. But in actuality, it's just, it is a what's the word? Not self-destructive. I kind of want to say self-destructive, but I don't think that's a right term to use. Oh, it's like, how do I do what I want to do and avoid any and all responsibility? And that's basically the thing. And on top of that, how do I make money? How do I monetize this rather than actually just following the doctrine as I should? All right. So yeah, something to think about, something to take note of. Next, John 4:22. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. And that was basically the thing where, they had the thing with Genesis saying, salvation is for everyone, or Gentiles can receive salvation, whatever bullshit that we're saying, where again it goes back into the whole thing where they're trying to change it for money. And I'm not saying that I kind of want to just say, that yeah, it is for money, because there's no other reason. Like, what other reason do you have to be saying that salvation is for everyone when the scriptures are clear cut? And as a matter of fact, the irony of it is that they have been for years saying, this is only for the Israelites, it's only for this, that, and third, doing all those debates and stuff like that. But then now, again, some of the people that are adamant debaters and stuff like that about how this is only for Israelites, Israelites only and whatnot, are now strangely saying that everyone can be saved, or salvation is for everyone. It's not just Israelites. All right, so it's ridiculous to me. All right, now continuing on, Revelation chapter 22 verse 18, for I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book, where they're adding on new people that can be saved, adding on new conditions, adding on new prerequisites, all this stuff that the Lord did not allow or permit, and all that stuff. So that's where you get this terrible dishonest thing. So with that, I pray this is most edifying. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawadah, Hashem, Yahawashi, Hashem, honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, above, and shalom.